Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about how to manifest in a week or less. And when it comes to manifesting quickly, what you need to remember is that even though on this channel we talk a lot about how you are a powerful co-creator and you're always co-creating your reality with the universe, it's important to remember that just because you want something doesn't mean you have to make it or create it from scratch. What you want is already out there, it already exists, and all you have to do to get it to come to you is align yourself with the right frequencies and the right vibrations in order for you to attract this thing super quickly. And before we start, I want to do a little comment of the week just to feature one of your comments and just to bring attention to it, because I really appreciate you guys taking the time to leave nice comments on the channel. And yeah, let's get started. So the example I like to use is that if you want like a cookie or a cake, you don't necessarily need to bake the cookie or bake the cake from scratch. It already exists at the store. And all you have to do is align yourself with the right frequencies to get what you want. So what does that mean? Does it mean like physically getting in the car, going to the store and buying yourself a cookie? Does it mean like posting on your social media saying, really craving a cookie today, and your friend literally brings it over to you and you just sat there on the couch? I mean, either way. There's multiple ways to get to the cookie, right? But what you have to realize is that it doesn't always mean you have to put in all of this work in order to make the cookie before you can have it. Because that's actually a very, like, people describe that as like the masculine energy of like the go of you feeling like you have to work really hard or do a lot to get something. Whereas a lot of the videos I've been watching lately have been talking about like the feminine energy of receiving, of being open to receiving, of like allowing things to come to you. If you're allowing your friend to come over and bring you a cookie, that would be an example of being open to receiving, rather than thinking that you would have to like get up and like go buy all of the ingredients and bake the cookie from scratch. So that would be more of like masculine energy of thinking that you have to work really hard to get what you want. Now here's the thing, I'm a firm believer in hard work. I am truly a supporter of taking inspired action towards your goals. I'm not saying just sit there on your couch and the cookie will come to you and everything that you want in life will come to you. It is possible, but I think aligning yourself with the right frequency means taking inspired action and then letting go of the control. So one way that you can do that is by basically changing the frequency of your reality and changing the frequency of your life. So if you think of your life as like a radio station and you're like listening to some kind of music and you're like, I don't really like this music. You look around, you don't like your reality, you don't like the music that the radio station is playing, you don't like the radio station. If that's the case and you want to change your life and change your reality, you can imagine changing the radio station, like tuning the knob, I guess. I feel like this is such an old example because like I feel like everyone just listens to Spotify now and no one really like tunes the radio station anymore. But you can imagine like you changing the station or the song on your phone as you changing the vibration and the frequencies of your life. And to do that, it's basically really easy. All you have to do is change how you are feeling right now. Because how you're feeling is basically the frequency that you're playing at, the frequency that you're vibrating at. And that frequency will attract more of whatever it is. So if you look around at your life and you're feeling like disappointed or sad or I don't know, any kind of negative feelings that like dissatisfaction or lack, you feel like it's not enough, it's not what you want. All of these feelings, what it's actually going to do is just attract more of that. More things to make you feel like your life is lacking, more things to make you feel like you don't have enough or what you want like isn't in your current reality. So what you have to do is you have to change that and you have to feel feelings of gratitude, feelings of happiness for the things that you already currently have in your life. Maybe you want a cookie and you don't have a cookie, but you have bagels in the pantry and you're like, you know what, I'm grateful for these bagels and this cream cheese. I'm grateful for the things I do have, even though I still want a cookie. Then you're changing the frequency from lack, from I don't have a cookie, to, oh, I have an abundance of food, of a bagel. And what that does is it's going to essentially attract more things for you to be grateful for. So you're going to get your cookie and then you'll be like, oh, I'm so grateful for this cookie. And then you're going to attract more things that you want, basically. think I'm hungry. I keep using food examples. And another popular trick to use is to just envision what you want and to remember that it already exists, and that all you have to do to call it to you is channel the frequencies and the feelings that you would have if you already had it, and focus on the actions that you would take and the feelings that you would have if you already have this thing. If you want to be like a creator, say you want to be a photographer, what feelings would you have if you were like a successful, famous photographer? What actions would you take? What would you do every single day? What would your day look like if you already had that thing that you want? And then what you're going to do is, instead of focusing on the lack, instead of focusing on the current reality of you not being a famous photographer yet, what you're going to do is you're going to focus on the actions of that person, of the version of you who already has what you want, because that version of you already exists. Whatever you want already exists. The clients that you want, they already exist. And to call them into your current reality, what you have to do is just focus on the actions that you would take. Focus on being and acting as if you already have what you want. And that's really the trick to getting what you want faster, is by not embodying what you don't currently have and like the current reality, but focusing on the feelings that you would have at the end when you already have the thing, and then focusing on the actions that you would take if you already had it. And I think one thing that stops like most people from getting what they want quickly is their internal beliefs in what is possible and what is not possible. So if you're someone who doesn't really believe in like miracles, right? And you're just like, I've never seen a miracle in my life, then it's gonna be really difficult for you to see one. On the other hand, if you're someone who's like, I see miracles all the time, every time I see a rainbow, it feels like a miracle to me, then on the other hand, you're going to experience so many more things to just confirm that belief. And I think it's important to kind of expand like the bubble of what you believe is possible, and to kind of expand yourself and your mind, because in a way, I think the one thing that can limit us the most is actually our belief in what we can do and what we can achieve and who we are, like our identity. I've talked a lot before about shifting your identity and manifesting quickly by shifting your identity, and it's because whatever story that you're telling yourself on repeat about who you are, that's going to dictate like the bubble or the circle of what you think is possible for you. Like if you think that you can only have like a normal life where you just work like a normal job and that's like all you can have and all you can aspire to have, then that's the story you're telling yourself on repeat, and your subconscious starts to believe it, and the bubble of what you think is possible for you is very small. It's very limiting. And if your like dreams and goals are a lot bigger than that, it's gonna be very hard for you to get to them, because that limiting bubble of what you believe is possible for yourself is just not big enough. So what you have to do is you have to change your self-image. Do an affirmation. Pick the one that okay, say you have one big thing you want to manifest, like, or the thing that you want to manifest the most, and the thing that you want like immediately. Whatever that is, tell yourself an affirmation that relates directly to that. So back to my photographer example. Say you want to be like a successful photographer, right? Then the affirmation that you use could be, I'm a very creative person, I'm a great photographer, something like that. And just focus on that one thing. I made a video recently about how the more you try, sometimes the harder things become. I think it's called like the law of reverse effort. It was like last week's video. Sometimes it helps to just kind of stop trying and just focus on this one affirmation. I am a great photographer. I am a very creative person. And you're just gonna focus on that. And before you go to bed and when you first wake up in the morning, that's what you're gonna focus on. And along with the affirmation, you're gonna focus on the vision of you having what you want, of you having already manifested it, and all of the feelings and actions that would come along with that. And one other thing, one of my favorite little like tricks, is actually telling your story. So as you're envisioning, you know, this screenshot moment of like you having everything you want and all the happy feelings that you would experience when you have it, I like to imagine like someone's like interviewing you and they're kind of like asking you to share your story of how you did it, and you're like telling the story in the past tense because you're like, it already happened, I already have what I want, and you're just kind of like telling the story of how you got there. You can also script this. Some people like to call this, like, I think narrative scripting, where you're basically just telling a story from the past tense of how you manifested or achieved something that you really want. And it's just one of the most fun and powerful ways to manifest. So I would highly encourage you to try it out. It doesn't have to be scripting. You can honestly just like envision it in your head and think about it. But I do like to script because I like writing. And I think putting pen to paper, like seeing it, it just helps like reaffirm it. So it's like a fun little technique to try. But yeah, that's it for today's little video. I hope that you liked it, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you next time. Bye!